Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Michael Noland here, and I just got through participating once again on Royce in the House as a guest panelist. Now, during the course of a little over an hour, we covered a whole lot of ground. And if you want the whole picture, I of course encourage all of you to go ahead and go on over to Royce in the House and take a look at the full video. But you know what was interesting in tonight's discussion is that the subject turned to all of the bands that are out touring right now, and yet many of the venues are not being sold to the max. And in the video, we discussed why this is happening, as well as some possible ideas on how to rectify the situation. And you know, even at one point in the video, you'll notice that I was caught a bit unawares when someone brought up some of the boy bands that could possibly start touring as well. Yeah, boy bands, not a fan. And I think you'll notice that quite clearly in tonight's clip. And you know, also included in this clip, so keep your eyes open, is some new news that Dan brought up concerning Ozzy Osbourne. Now, I did just want to say a quick thank you to all of our brand new subscribers. Welcome to the tribe. And any of our subscribers who have been sharing our videos, a big thank you to you as well. It's been the sharing of our videos that I believe is mainly responsible for the sudden growth of this channel. If you enjoy tonight's content, please consider giving us a thumbs up. Of course, that helps with channel recognition. We've talked about the dreaded YouTube algorithm before. And of course, at the end of tonight's video, I will also be supplying brand new subscriber shout-outs. All right, so without further ado, let's get into tonight's video.
Check these out, people. Foo Fighters back on tour, man. Green Day's back on tour. Metallica is touring. Rage Against the Machine is touring. The Killers, for you guys. Killers are back on the road with a really aggressive schedule. This is badassery going on right now at short notice. I'm telling you, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to see a lot of great bands in a short period of time. It's a blitzkrieg, because here's the thing. We're afraid if this thing happens again this winter, we could all get shut down again. So they're blitzkrieging going out there. So take advantage of this factor, folks. If you like live music, don't let those venues be half full, man. That's bad.
Well, you know, I was just looking at tickets, and Robert Plant and Alison Krauss is coming here. You know, they're not filling up arenas. They're doing like mid-size theaters where I don't know, capacity 8,000 maybe,
which is unusual for them, by the way. You should note that. That's unusual. That's low for them.
I know that they're going to sell out.
And great seats for about $200. Now, that in a theater?
It was $259 what I saw in the center section, not the front row, but the center section directly from the stage. Now, once you get up in the lower balcony, it's really only one lower balcony. I think those were like $79.
But for the talent, very reasonable. And I mean, we're talking about Robert freaking Plant here.
I know.
For $200.
Royalty. Another royalty situation. I call that royalty. It's not even. Yeah, it's not even band. McCartney, Robert Plant, those guys.
Still sing.
Yes, he can.
He doesn't have the range, but he can still sing and do incredible things with his voice.
I understand U2 is touring again too, by the way. For those fans, U2, they are not to be an underestimated band. I'm going to say right now, I didn't care for U2 personally, but then one time in Denver, Colorado, I was in between shows, and a person said, "Hey, I got an extra ticket to see U2 at the back in the old Denver Stadium." And I got to tell you, those boys were impressive as shit. That was the one, the UTV tour they had, or whatever it was called. Here's the part that I liked the most that was really interesting, talking about throwback. At the very end of the show, Bono, who I'm not a big fan of because his politics kind of get into his thing. I don't like that crossover shit, state of the music, but I get it. Some people want to use their platform, so I'm not going to go there. He comes out, though, at the end of the show. You know how they have the big stadiums, like there's a football stadium, the old Denver Broncos stadium. So they had the plank out where you walk all the way out, right? That dude came out alone on a second encore by himself. He came out a cappella and did When Fools Rush In by Elvis Presley, about 3 octaves higher than Elvis, right? All by himself. It was one of the most beautiful endings to a show I've ever seen. It was amazing. And I stood there and I'm like, I'm sorry I hated you, dude. Because I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
Something that always sticks in my mind about U2 was back, I think during the Live Aid concert. They were still fairly new back then. And they're playing, I always forget that song, Bloody Sunday. So they got the non-vocal part of the song is going on, and Bono grabs his flag and starts climbing up the side of the stage.
Scaffolding.
Scaffolding.
That's what he would do back then.
All the way to the top. He's waving his flag back and forth. I thought, man, that guy's got balls, you know.
He did that. He did that at Red Rocks, the famous scaffolding. That's where the rock. There's a torch, and he did that there too. And it's captured in that video.
You know, and throughout the years, I've seen other bands do it too. But I think he was one of the first to do it because I remember he got in trouble for it. And,
yes, he didn't give a shit. Yeah.
No. But when I saw that, I go, you got to watch this band. Something, you know, this guy's so rebellious and does that so in your face. Look what I'm doing. I go, you got to watch this guy.
Well, that's the thing, you know, Dan. I just caught myself where I'm talking about where I was upset about his politics. But you know, one of my favorite people of all time is John Lennon. I can't think of a more political dude than that back in those days, right?
Yeah, there's a difference. John Lennon actually had a brain, and
oh, damn, Mike!
Right?
Damn, Michael's all quiet.
Well, Bono as a vocalist, wonderful. U2 as a band, wonderful. They've done some great stuff, right? But his whole belief system and everything just waves with whatever the in crowd is thinking at the time. I'll tell you where I started losing a lot of respect for U2 is when they did that Red series of the what was it with Apple, the iPod, and it came in red.
Yes, that sucked. Yes,
right.
They forced their album on you.
And then they forced their damn album.
Yeah.
Great album.
Bad call, though. Bad call. I completely agree. Bad marketing move.
Now, that's Bono. Now, John is sitting around, and he's discussing the need for revolution, but he doesn't want it to be violent. And yet, at the same time, maybe it should be. He re-questioned himself from interview to interview and often just said damned wrong things, but he was thinking the whole time and formulating a plan. The man had something to say, just like Martin Luther, Martin Luther King.
I'm going to cap on that, Michael. I think, and that's why, and boy, am I going to get in trouble here again. It's going to be my trouble night. I'm going to go with that. You know, when people always do the John Lennon McCartney thing, the reason I favor John, we talked about this last show a little bit. I felt the authenticity, which is what I feel you're talking about. John's authenticity, whether right or wrong, comes across in his music. I mean, even a simple song like Help, man, if you listen to that song, that's an intense song. And, you know, I wonder today, speaking of bringing this back home with our live shows, God, I wish I could see that guy today. If there was a dude I would love to see play today, and I would hope that it wouldn't be like the Stones. I would hope that he wouldn't have a backup band with cardboard cutouts back there. I don't think, you know, I kind of wonder what he would do. We'll never know. Just like a Hendrix that Royce loves. We'll never know, unfortunately. And maybe that is the reason we pay a few extra bucks to see a Paul, because we know we're not going to see him again. But Paul's prices are too high, and I'm going to segue this with that. I heard a rumor. Can you guys help me with this? Maybe this is bullshit. Is Paul going to get on bass with the Stones and go on a tour? This shit's flying around. Have you guys heard that one?
I've heard jokes about it. There was what was the joke?
Yeah, I've seen some serious shit though. That he's going to do it.
Well, the Rolling Stones need a drummer. And they need a bass
player. Get Ringo over there, right?
Yeah, Ringo would do it. Beatles, you know, and what would be the name of that band?
Gloria says the New Kids on the Block are going strong, and they look so healthy.
What about Britney? I heard that there's some rumors going on that she may come out again. You know what? You could talk shit on Britney, but she's another one like Taylor Swift we talked about last time. She sells shit, man. She's like a train wreck.
Killing me. You guys are killing me.
Well, I was waiting for Michael. And Michael was having such a good hair day today.
Now it's falling out. Oh, New Kids on the Block.
Oh, I worked with that
If they
producer. man.
never did anything ever again, if they just all retired and went away, I would thank them for the rest of my life.
Who did that?
Well,
Who did the bye
they-
bye 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 bye? Who did that one? Is that New Kids or is that the other guy? Bye 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 bye.
I don't know.
That was a big video. That video was huge. Oh
What,
man,
Backstreet Boys? I have no idea.
Backstreet. I think it's Backstreet did that one.
Yeah.
And then, come on though, Britney Spears Toxic. Michael.
I'm going to tell you, I'm getting a migraine just listening to you.
Michael, there's a new meme going on. I'm going to send it to you privately. It's got
Okay.
Britney without the music and her leathers, and she's practicing for God. I forget. It's a big song, but all you hear without the music track going is her outfit squeaking. So,
Oh.
so she's all. It's hilarious. I'm gonna send it to you, dude.
Oh,
You're gonna love it.
I gotta
Caitlin,
see it.
Caitlin says "Bye Bye Bye" was by NSYNC.
Ah, yes, thank you. Bye 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 bye. You had to do the dance. What was it? What was the name of the song, girl? Give us the name of the song and the thing so I can send it to Michael. People, send all your favorite crap boy bands to Michael tonight.
The chat is on fire tonight. Oh my god.
We're sicking them on Michael right now. We want every boy band in Michael's box tonight. Your favorite video. Send it to
Lord.
Michael Nolan at the bottom line so he can talk
I'm
about
ready
it
for him. I'm ready
on his
for him.
next show. Look at him. He's rolling up his
Pulling his
sleeves.
sleeves up, yeah.
They're all a bunch of chumps. I'll take them all on.
I'm too big for the five of you.
I just want to see legislation that's
Oh,
passed
shit.
that
Yeah, you-
actually outlaws boy bands.
Oh,
That would be so cool.
I was at the Alice Cooper show on April 23rd, and there was a lot of people there, but I mean, it could have held a lot more. You could see I was down fairly close, but even in the aisle that I was in, I could have moved over to a large section of empty chairs, and at least I could have seen the drummer.
You know, I think we're very lucky here in Texas because everything's selling out.
Yeah, well, you boys.
Yeah,
I was down there. I was down there months ago, and the show where the big event happened with people getting ill. I was around that area on that. That was a badass sold out event.
There's not a whole lot of big arena shows, but these mid-size theaters are doing pretty well as the smaller local venues. I mean, every time I go out, the place is packed every time.
South Dakota's not stopped. Idaho and Iowa are still cooking. The Midwest, where we used to avoid when we toured, are the most hopping places right now. Things have flipped, but it's an interesting time. So yeah, we got the coastal cities need to up their game again and become the ways that we were before of supporting live music.
It may be part of the problem here that we haven't really talked about tonight. I think these local venues are selling out well enough locally, but a lot of these artists are used to selling tickets from people 300, 400, 500 miles away, and gas prices take into not only a couple of $100 for each ticket, so you got 400 there and another 300 in gas there and back.
Gas in the Central Coast is edging up $6.50 to $7 a gallon.
Oh.
In California. You know that to be true, Royce. So people said to me, "Are you going to tour, Lou?" And I'm like, "Okay, so first off, I don't have a guarantee it won't be canceled. Second, it takes a year to book it. Third, the gas is through the roof and heading toward $10 a gallon. Here's my recommendation. You people go see these bands right now because we have no idea how this is going to affect in the short term.
Yeah, that's true.
Here by the end of the year. So go see them, man.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's smart for the bands that are doing this. Dan talks about theaters doing real well. I think it's time to bring back the entire theater circuit anyway. These huge arenas, they're fine for certain bands. But, I saw Donovan 2 years ago, 2+ years ago in San Francisco at a theater. Just him and his acoustic guitar telling tales about the Beatles and everything, and talking in between. Yeah, I think we paid about $100 and a real nice balcony seat, and he was wonderful. What's wrong with seeing? I'm used to going to theaters to see rock.
Yeah, that's one of the best shows I think I've seen. You all know who Richie Havens is, right?
Oh yeah.
did the song Freedom at Woodstock. Well, I loved Richie Havens.
Yep.
And he showed up in Long Beach playing at the Fox Theater downtown. And Betty and I went down there and watched him. And this guy came out all by himself, acoustic guitar, wearing a suit. And he stood up and hopped up and down through every song. And I mean, at the end of that show, he was drenched with sweat. He was soaking wet. And the guy has a great voice. I think I read recently where he passed away.
I'm going to cap Michael's, what Michael said, because if I go back out, the way I would do it, there's all these old theaters like the Fox, Senators, Ogden's, and I've played them all. But they have the old movie theater screen still there with a stage in front. They are perfect for rock bands. And for you young rock bands out here, here's a tip. If you can't fill that theater when you're negotiating, negotiate that they close off the top balcony. Because if you close off the top balcony, you just sell tickets toward the base on the bottom. It's a huge tip for you young guys. And then that way you need a packed room on the bottom. You don't want it sprinkled over the whole theater if you can't fill it. And that's what you negotiate. So check that out and get those theaters booked. It's a good thing.
One of the things about the local venues, like I wouldn't say big national acts, but semi, national acts. I'd say maybe regional acts. Now, they can come to Dallas, and they can hit 4 or 5 spots just in the city of Dallas.
Yeah, it's like the Midwest. Yeah.
Yeah, you do a little city tour of all these little venues.
Bang, bang, bang.
And the thing is, people will go to these local venues because I don't want to have to spend, $50 on gas just to go to downtown Dallas when I can go 2 miles down the road. So I've actually seen like little city circuits going on with some of these more well-known people.
And that's why I even brought up this whole theater circuit idea, is because theaters, you only need to sell so many tickets to sell them out. You don't have to fish 300 miles down the road to fill the venue, right?
Right.
Perfect for the times.
Yeah. Daddy Bog just chimed in on Richie Havens. I guess he died in 2013. I didn't know it was that long ago. The Doobies with Michael McDonald are touring. Mr. Bizarro just chimed in. Eddie's saying that, and buy them merchandise from the bands.
Yeah, that will help. Well, depending. Yeah, that's.
I can't stand the bootleggers when you leave when you leave like the Cotton Bowl, and you're trying to get out of the parking lot. People are just walking by your cars with all these T-shirts, $10. I just kind of wonder how many people like in the neighborhood around the Cotton Bowl have printing presses in their house.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I know.
And they just print them up for every concert, and they're always out there every single time.
The gas and the inflation is a major factor for people not going to shows, and that's very true. I mean, that's really cut into the budgets. I mean, I'm still working. I mean, I run my construction business. This week alone, we did home inspections on 3 commercial buildings in Morro Bay. So between that and working construction, I mean, I don't know where I even find the time anymore, because I mean, that's not a 40-hour-a-week job doing all those things. And you're working on bids, working on your proposal for the next phase of a job or another job or whatever. So
that's part of the problem too. You're not the only one who's working a lot of extra hours to make ends meet. Mm-hmm. So not only does everything cost more, but you got to work more, and you have less time to play.
We're going to be back. This shit's going to go away. We have all been through all these different crises throughout time that get ridiculous, but they eventually go away. And this will be no different. Let's write it out. Let's keep supporting our live music as best we can. And then let's get back out there when it's rocking again, full throttle.
All right, so that about does it for tonight's clip. And of course, for the bigger picture, Royce has these videos on his channel in full. My video tonight only covered a small portion of what we discussed on the panel tonight. All right, so just a quick update. I already started recording my next video and have already written the video after that. So hopefully those videos will be out sometime later this week. And one definite way that you'll be notified about those videos as they're being released, especially if you're not subscribed to the channel as of yet, all you have to do is hit that subscribe to the tribe button, hit that top bell notification, and you'll be notified of those and all of my future videos. Okay, so that about wraps up the video for tonight. I'm Michael Nolan. This, of course, is The Bottom Line, and I'll see you in my next video.